Hey sports fans, Haroon Rashid, Finisher Creative, and doing a quick video on why your Facebook fan page sucks. So the first reason is because you may have the wrong fans. A lot of the time people think that if they get more fans they can improve their page and get more engagement, but that's not the case. It could be just that you've got the wrong fans for your page. A lot of the time when people start a Facebook fan page, they'll immediately ask all their friends and their family to like the page just to get a few numbers to start with. Now that's okay if they're your customers, but most of the time they're not, particularly if it's a business-to-business company. So the best thing to do is to get specific, target your customer properly, and then start to reach those people, and you will start to attract the right fans. Second of all is not having a clear plan. You know, it's amazing how many people will actually jump on Facebook without a clear plan and without even knowing what their marketing strategy as a whole is. You know, there's no such thing as a social media strategy. You know, you have a strategy and you fit social media around that strategy. So once you have a clear plan in place, you'll then be able to determine what aspects of Facebook are great for achieving that strategy, and then how you'll be able to use it more effectively for your business. Thirdly is that there's no value. The strength of your social media as a whole is all centered around the value that you give your customers or your audience. If you're not giving anything of value, then nobody cares. If the content that you're producing and the content that you're sharing with your customers sucks, then no one's going to like it, no one's going to come to the page in the first place, and if they are already there, no one's going to engage with it. Everything that you do should center around creating value and giving value to your customers. The next thing is inconsistency. You know, inconsistency is the biggest killer in marketing in general. Now, if you don't post consistently on your Facebook page, it does a number of things. Number one, people will not be engaging with your content most likely because they're not seeing it enough. Second of all, you won't be in the back of people's minds because if you do it once in a blue moon, they'll even forget that they even liked your page. You know, and a lot of people will ask me, you know, well, what I annoy my customers if I keep posting? And I always come back to this: value. If you are giving them things of value, then it won't annoy them because you are giving them things that interest them in a relevant and a compelling way. Next is posting at the wrong time. You know, Facebook is just like any other site. It has peak times of traffic. The best times to post are generally 7 a.m., 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. Just because those are the times when, you know, people are not at work, or, you know, it's kind of like their downtime and they're able to actually check their Facebook posts. You know, according to EdgeRank, you know, Facebook's algorithm, around about 84% of your posts aren't actually seen. And it all depends on their algorithm settings and what kind of content you're putting in your posts. But with that kind of number, it's staggering. You know, you need to make sure that you optimize the time that you post. The golden rule when you are doing your Facebook post is 80 characters or less. Studies have shown that posts that have 80 characters or less will drive around about 27% more engagement than other wordier posts. You know, people don't read online as such, they scan, and they're scanning for keywords, images or phrases that are interesting to them. So if you keep it short and sweet, you will definitely see an improvement in your engagement rates. You know, Facebook is a great platform for sharing links, and the temptation as a marketer is to use a URL shortening service like Bitly or Hootsuite or TweetDeck. Now that may seem good for tracking, however, the only problem is that when people see a shortened URL, they're not actually sure where it's going to take them. You see, the trust is gone then, and people won't be more inclined to click on a link if they don't know where they're going to go, because I wouldn't. I don't know about yourself, but if I don't know where I'm going to be going to, I have a hesitation to actually click the link because of viruses and online security, etc. So the best thing to do is to actually post the full long URL when you're sharing links on Facebook. It may be a bit more time consuming, but it will be worth it. Another temptation for marketers is to connect social networks because they feel it will save them time rather than having to repost manually across multiple networks. Now, that can be okay in some circumstances, but my main recommendation would be to actually not connect any of your social networks when you're posting updates. The reason is because every platform has its own culture, its own way of doing things. So we've already said that, you know, Facebook posts need to be 80 characters or less. With Twitter, you have 140 characters, so that automatically makes that one void. The other thing is that you don't want to see things like hashtags in your Facebook post because it just looks a bit not too good. So the best thing to do is to actually post manually. Again, it may be a bit more time consuming, however, it will improve your Facebook page overall.